Hey, what's up, fam? Thank y'all for tuning in once again. As always, be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And when you do subscribe, hit the notification bell so every time I drop a video, you will be the first to know about it. So let's get into it with Mr. Boosie Badass. Question on this urbanislands.com website. It says, did Boosie threaten his bodyguard over firearm found in car? It said Boosie Badass threatened to put $10K hit on his bodyguard, said the feds. Now, everybody knows Boosie. He's been rapping for a long time out of Baton Rouge. I remember back in the day, with the INDENP song and just kind of screwed up all kind of relationships with these women. And now they think they run everything and things just not going the way they planned. So they got these passport bros. Anyway, like I said, he's been rapping for a long time out of Baton Rouge. I remember him and Webby came on the scene years ago with Rest in Peace Pimp C, put him out there. And he's been going ever since. But he's had his share of legal problems. I think he beat a couple of murder raps. There's belief out there that he got a little younger to actually, if not commit the offenses, at least cop to them. And people are looking at him about that. I think he had like kidney or liver problems or something not too long ago, trying to, wanting raise money to help with that. I know he said he bought like a big spread somewhere in Georgia. He said it was cheap and it was nice looking and beautiful, 100 acres. And then when he got some other kind, every time he gets some kind of financial bond, it seems like he tries to sell stuff like cars and things like that. Kind of make you wonder how much money does he have invested outside of that house. Is his money all his money in his pockets and around his neck, and on four wheels. If that's the case, someone need to talk to the brother. But anyway, this story is about something that happened not too long ago. Let's go ahead and get into it. Boosie Badass has been released from prison despite efforts by federal prosecutors to keep him in jail after a judge granted him bond earlier this week. The Baton Rouge rapper, whose real name is Terrence Hatch, was arrested in court this week after beating a gun case, but cops rearrested him at the courthouse over an Instagram video where he was seen with a gun tucked into his waistband. So basically what it was in San Diego. He got arrested, like I said, on a gun charge by, San Diego police, whatever. They let him go. But once he hit the steps, the feds were there and rearrested him on gun charges. It's been the case with Instagram video where he was seen with a gun tucked in his waistband. Now, let's see, Boosie Badass had complained online that the judge had granted him bond, but prosecutors have refused to release him, causing his lawyers to go to another judge with the bail application. Side note, I ain't been involved with the legal system, ain't trying to be. I love my free world. I'm not made for prison. I like being out here doing what I want to, when I want to, how I want to, for the most part, not. But is it legal now for inmates to get internet access and cell phone stuff like that? Because all I see are videos online with these supposed inmates that made videos. I thought they confiscated that stuff. And you mean to tell me that these COs and prison officials and sheriff's departments are not keeping tabs on their prisoners and seeing that they have electronic devices? Because I'm trying to figure out, how did he go online and complained that he couldn't get bail or bond? I thought you was in a cell. Anyway, back to the story. His attorney successfully argued that the rapper should be released on bond with conditions that the second judge agreed. Prosecutors argued that he was a flight risk and likely to abscond from jurisdiction and not turn up for his trial. Boosie ain't going nowhere. Too much money out there. You need to find him, you'll see him on Vlad. Let's go to Vlad Studios. He'll be there eventually. Boosie has been charged with possession of a firearm by a felon in relation to the Instagram video, according to prosecutors. The charge stemmed from a May 6th traffic stop where cops found 2 guns inside an SUV. Boosie had initially told cops that there was 1 gun in the car that belonged to his security. However, his driver had volunteered that there was a 2nd gun in between the seat, causing Boosie to shout at the security that he was to secure the gun properly. Prosecutors claimed that the 2nd gun belonged to Boosie, who was spotted on an Instagram video by cops who were conducting a separate investigation of an alleged gang member. In the IG video, Boosie was seen with the weapon tucked into his waistband. Now, let's go to that. This surveillance. I used to tell my kids back in the day, most time people get in trouble for something that they didn't get in trouble for. You know, doing something that had nothing to do with them getting in trouble. You could be doing something like Boosie just happened to be in a video shoot, which just happened to be where the police or the feds or whoever were watching the activities of a known gang member. They're watching somebody and all of a sudden say, "Oh, that's Boosie Badass. Ain't that the rapper?" Yeah, it's probably how it went. And they watching him because now the eyes on him, and then he turns around because Boosie probably thinking, he don't know no better. Ain't no feds watching me. I'm in the hood. Let me make sure I got my gun on my waist. Let them know that I'm still street and I'm always packing, blah, 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 even though I got security with me, whatever. And people, we always say, hey, if you got money, you don't carry the weapons. You hire armed guards like real security, not your homeboys. You hire like real trained security to have your back like your boy Floyd Mayweather does. Come on now. Floyd walks around with millions of dollars worth of jewelry. Nobody touching the man. You'll be a fool to try to touch the man, right? Okay. Enough said on that. So, police is watching one guy, see him and say, hey, they go Boosie in there. So, eyes are focused on him now, and then this fool turns around and you see a gun in his waistband. Now, what we normally see when it's surveillance video is, especially like if there's like a convenience store shooting or something, you see some grainy video and the person, you can barely tell who it is, you can't see it clearly, but somehow people will tell it because they say, oh, I know that guy. This body's walking by what he's wearing. And that's how folks get caught. But when you dealing with these federal surveillance, when they're looking at something, they can look at your Instagram and they're looking at that 4K Ultra HD 500,000 whatever bits of memory. They seeing freckles on your face from cameras probably that's in the freaking sky. And so they probably look and say, is that a gun? And they can hone in and focus on it. And probably can see the gun, the make, model, and freaking serial number with the little piece that's sticking out your pocket. But Boosie didn't know they was watching this guy. This is why you always gotta be careful because you never know who's watching and when and how they're watching. And that's how he got, undoubtedly, that's how he got caught up. So they saw that, and so what they did is they went and got him. They went down there, got down there quick enough, and while he was leaving, once he left the video shoot, they pulled him over because they saw the gun, and then they said, "Was there any guns in the car?" And then his security guard probably didn't think anything of it. Said, "I'll put it in the bag later." And police was right there, and so the timing was perfect. If the gun was in the bag, probably would have never, who knows? Probably would never charged him or never put him in jail. But screwed up. But no, because the gun was in his waist, because he had, so they got evidence that he had a gun in his waistband. So all they had to do was find the gun no matter where it said. Even if it was in the bag. So Boosie can't really get mad at his security for not putting the gun in the bag, because at the time Boosie did not know what was going on. He was like, man, why you leave that gun right there? So now it's going, you're supposed to have the gun and secure it. So if we get pulled over, like he said in the video, like self-snitching. So if we get pulled over, it's in your possession, you can say it's your gun. But if not, now you're gonna cause all kind of problems. Not knowing they already saw the gun in his waistband. The U.S. District Judge Kathy Bensavingo, I hope I got to say that name twice, released Boosie, whose real name is Torrance Ivy Hatch Jr., with certain conditions despite the protests of prosecutors that the rapper was a threat to a possible witness. According to them, Boosie Badass had allegedly threatened to kill his bodyguard by putting a $10,000 bounty on his head for not telling cops the gun belonged to him. Quote, "You're going in the body bag," end quote, Assistant U.S. Attorney Michael Wheat claimed he told the bodyguard. However, Boosie's lawyer, Megan Blanco, called in question the claim by the prosecution, noting that no police report made mention of that threat. And Boosie's bodyguard had also not made a statement. Well, bodyguard ain't gonna say nothing. And if it's not in the report, that really doesn't mean nothing, because actually, it quite possibly could have been said on a dash cam video, and they probably didn't hear it when they pulled him over, because they're probably all out of the car. And like I say, they're probably all out of their vehicles, surrounding his vehicle, patting people down, separating people, doing what they do. So they probably didn't hear him say it. But this is something that you would think old Badass would know, because he's been part of the penal system for a long time. But this is what I know. And I learned this from my daughter, probably when she was in school, maybe 7, 8 years ago. Right? We were driving to, it was our first day of college. Well, not first day, I was going to, I think we had like a visit. She hadn't gone yet. It was before she got, before she went to college, we were going on some kind of visit, and we're driving up to the school. Now, this was years ago, my broke days, so I told my dad to rent a car for me. But I said, I asked him to rent a car for me. But I said, make sure if you rent a car, make sure it has Texas plates on it. Do not rent anything with out-of-state plates. Why? Because I know you're going through these country towns, and you black and you driving with a car to a place that are out of state, especially if they're way out of state, and you coming from like leaving Texas and going like to Oklahoma, there's a good chance they're gonna try to pull you over just for out of state plates, because drug running. Okay, so I asked him to do that, and when I got the car, when I saw the car, it had Michigan plates like that. I asked you to see if you can get something with state plates. Oh man, you did say that, but it is what it is. Anyway, so we're driving through, we're driving through a little small town. Just pull over, think McDonald's, get us something to eat, and then we're pulling out of McDonald's. Hit the gas. We're not even got a quarter mile down the road, if that far. And police jump behind me. Like, damn, we just pulled out the McDonald's parking lot, like seriously. And he's already behind me, and he pulls me over. He said, "You know why I pulled you over?" I'm like, "No." He said, "Cause you're speeding." I said, "Speeding? I ain't even see a speed limit sign." I don't know where the speed limit sign was, but I think it was just a reason, an excuse for him to pull me over, because I can say he pulled me over so quick. I don't know if it was a speed limit sign after McDonald's or before McDonald's, but for me not being from that town, these little small town sheriffs, they know how to play the game. So he asked for license, registration, or whatever, and I give it to him. Well, when I give it to him, so he goes back to his car. And now I'm fussing. I'm cussing. Remember, windows are down. He's in his car, door closed. Now I'm like fussing, cussing, talking crazy, stuff like that. And my daughter tells me, "Dad, you know that they can hear you with them dash cam." I'm like, "What?" I said, "Man, I don't care. This is bullcorn. Why they pull me over?" I said, "I ain't did nothing. I wasn't speeding. What the hell? Down stop sign, blah, blah, blah. All kind of, I'm just driving through. You know what I'm saying? I ain't did nothing wrong." I said, "Man, how the hell I just pull out McDonald's? Ain't no speed limit." So I'm upset because I didn't understand it. But she said, "Dad, they can hear you in that dash cam." And I thought from that moment on, okay, they can. So then you go back and you watch these cop shows where they got the dash cam and they're standing there talking to the person in the car ahead of them, not yelling, talking in a regular tone, and you can actually hear the conversation in the car ahead of you. So you sitting there with your windows down, yelling, talking crazy. that dash cam video is picking up all that. I don't know where the hell the mic is, but it's picking up all that. So with that being said, Lil Boosie ain't have to, like I say, they probably didn't hear it at the time because they're doing other things. But that dash cam video, that son gun got a microphone and it's like pointed directly at that car, and somehow it can pick up what's being said in that car. So with that being said, like I said, Boosie should have known better. So if he said it or didn't say it, I don't know. But I guess it'll come out in trial or when they go back to court. And if he did say it, that could be a problem. It said Boosie was originally granted bond on the sum of $50,000 by the U.S. Magistrate Judge Allison Goodard. On Tuesday, the prosecution had appealed that decision, which was further sustained by a judge, all hell, Bensavingo, who ordered that he be released on bond of $100,000. Here's my thing, and I want to say this, I'm going to end it like this. Boosie to me is a little too old to be doing this. The man is got to be in his 40s, and he's still trying to show and prove that street swagger type thing. And it seems like he hasn't grown out of that. You look at someone like Jay-Z, people say he might have been a fake drug dealer, one of this thuggish, whatever the case may be. The dude has evolved into a quote unquote $1 billion valuation. You know, he don't rap about the same bullcoin he rapped about 20, 30 years ago. Don't do it. You know, he tried to evolve and everybody talked about him, but the same people that talked about him are still stuck in the same place. And if they happy, they happy. You know, but he has evolved. He has moved on. He has got into, you know, into groups and organizations and hanging with people that he wants to hang with, people that he feels, you know, that's going to help insulate and isolate him from the riffraff and dangers. You know, the man did get charged back in the day with stabbing somebody. Don't forget that. And I think he did delete his cousin, you know, back in the day. Let's not forget that. So he found an avenue, got a way out, and he took it. Didn't let it define him, didn't allow it to keep him in the same situations where he can get in trouble. So you can't fault him for that. You might not like the way he did his practices to get to where he got to. Shout out to Dame Dash, but I mean, he's out, so you leave him be. But you got people like Boosie in their 40s and still trying to prove, dude, we know your history. There still shouldn't be no need to, or don't need to prove anything. Matter of fact, look at Jay Prince. Now, I don't know. I'm just going off of Jay Prince's own stories, own books, stuff that he read, stuff he done put out. I'm not speculating, not gonna put anything on this man. But this brother from the hood, brother from the streets, he has street connections. He, you know, he'll say that he did things back in the day that, you know, he had to get out of that situation, you know, and make things legal and you know, positive and this, that, and the third. But the man got ties to the streets. The man can make calls. This is documented. Shot call. This is well documented from anywhere. Just look it up. Jay Prince, rap a lot, Houston. Everybody knows this. One thing what you won't see Jay Prince doing is walking around flashing guns. I don't think you ever seen him walking around flashing guns, talking about how tough he is, you know, threatening to delete nobody, threatening to beat nobody up. You know, he just a person that says he's a man. My yes means yes, and no's mean no's, and we handle conflicts in situations like men, and that's it. And he's respected for that. And some people say that he's feared for it, you know, because they know, like I say, he got connections, you know, saying ear to the streets. He got his hand on the streets. Let me say that. And you've had other people that have said things, you know, about the illegal stuff. But you can speculate or whatever, but I mean, come on, you know who this guy is and what he's about and what he was about. With that being said, like I say, he ain't out there promoting that for himself. He ain't out there still trying to prove that he's like a true gangster. Now, he kind of get online every now and then and might say a little too much. I think the internet will do that to people, you know, being able to get that instant gratification and instant response from people, you know, kind of changes your mind and kind of changes the way you operate and move. But he slowed down and got back to what he know. So I say that to say, I feel, you know, you get certain ages, man, you don't need to be in them streets like that. Although it might be your people. I mean, you let them youngsters do that stuff, and you stay in the cut, you know, out of sight, out of mind, make your money, and go about your business. Other than that, this lifestyle, you think a brother would have learned by beating some charges and always getting pulled over, but then you want to holler racism and, you know, they don't like you because it's this and the third. But the music you put out there and the content you put out there gives them a reason to harass you. I don't like that kind of attention. Never have, never will. I don't like that negative attention like that. You know, like I said, I like my free world. I ain't made for prison, I ain't trying to go. Anyway, with that being said, tell me what you think. Leave your comments below and then share it with the world. With that being said, I'll leave you in peace. And I'll see you on the other side.